All right, guys, so 4-2, adding and subtracting polynomials. Let's go ahead and get started. If you will, go ahead and write that on your paper, please, and we're going to get a definition for it. Okay, no doubt you've heard of like terms before, but what does that mean? If we're going to give a definition for it, like terms have the same variable and the same exponent. Like terms have the same variable and they have the same exponent. So an example of some like terms, you might have 3a and 2a. The variable is a, the exponent is understood to be 1 here. We could have x squared and negative 3x squared. Notice the coefficient, the number in front of the variable, has nothing to do with the like term. So as long as the variable and the exponent are the same, then those would be considered like terms. Let me give you another example here. What do you think about these two? Do you think that they are like terms? Well, they have the same variables, both containing an x and a y. However, the exponent is not in the same location. Therefore, these two would not be considered like terms. So your variable and your exponent has to be in the same location in order for them to be considered alike. Okay. Fill in the blank here. You can add or subtract polynomials only if they are like terms. You can add or subtract polynomials only if they are like terms. So let's take a look at some examples of what you can see on your homework tonight. All right, go ahead and actually, you don't even have to write this down because you're going to write it down in a different format here in a second. Notice this one is adding. On your homework tonight, it's going to say simplify, and it's going to have a plus sign right there. So what we're going to do here, we're going to take all three of our terms, and we're going to line them up according to like terms with the terms on the left and write them in kind of a stacked formation, how you would normally write them. So the first thing that I notice is I've got a 3x squared and a y, and I have a 1x squared and a y. So I'm going to line those two up. I'm just going to come over here and write my x squared y underneath. The next one that I need to line up, the 3y cubed and the negative y cubed. Let's go ahead and line those up. Okay. And then the negative 4 and the plus 3. We're going to go ahead and stack those up and line them up. All right, so I want you to write down everything that's on the left-hand side here, the original polynomial, and then the trinomial underneath. Okay, and then we're adding these because, again, that's what the directions say, and there's also this addition sign here. So 3x squared y plus 1 more. This one is by itself. There's nothing to line up, so we're just going to bring it down. 2 minus 3, that's just going to give us a negative 1. We don't write 1 times anything, but if you want to put it there, that's perfectly fine. Actually, that should be a plus 1. And then 3 minus 4 is a negative 1. And that is your final answer there. So for adding, it's very straightforward. Most of the time, I think, especially a textbook, they're just going to save space and they write them horizontally. I want you to line them up vertically and then just combine your like terms by adding or subtracting your coefficients. Okay, now let's take a look at a subtraction problem. I do want you to go ahead and write the polynomial down on the left-hand side and then stop there. I'll give you a second to do that. Okay, so your subtraction is going to be a little bit different. Notice this has a minus sign in front of parentheses. Well, in this instance, just like we've done every other time, what you want to do here is actually distribute your negative to all four of the terms here, and that's going to change the signs all throughout. So we're going to write this underneath. Okay, so I've got that. See, the 3 was a positive. Now it became a negative. My negative 2ab, I'm distributing the negative, so it's changing the sign. Then I'm adding the 2b squared. And then when I distribute the negative over here to the negative 7, it makes it a positive. All right, now we've got our like terms stacked up, and we're just going to combine the like terms by adding the coefficients for each column. So let's go through and do that. Negative 1a minus 3 more. Negative 5 plus 2. 4 plus 2. Negative 2 plus 14. And that is the final answer. So again, on adding, it's very straightforward. You just line up your like terms by column, combine the like terms by adding the coefficients. Subtraction, a little bit different. You have to first distribute the negative all throughout. If this had 27 terms, you're going to distribute that negative all throughout and then combine the like terms going down each column by adding the coefficients. Okay, guys, that's all for the lesson. Go ahead and get started on the homework. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email. I will be around. Thanks so much.